Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Just give me a few minutes, just getting everything set it up. I'm just working on Spire right now. So I also need this. All right, so I'm just setting up some levels on SPY right now. Bullish scenario if buyers can price and hold 394.61. We can look to test 395.89 potentially. Yesterday's high at 396.20. Break through that, and we will be pushing towards 397.52 and 398.42. Above that, we can look at 399.69, which should come into play. On a bearish scenario, break below pre-market low 393.18. I'm just typing this out for you guys too. 393.18. We can potentially test. We can potentially test 392.29. And then yesterday's low, which would be at 391.12. And break through that, we can potentially then a 390 important level for buyers to step in. If not, sorry, 389.98, 80 point buyers step in for a bounce. If not, potential would be 388 down trend to 388 ultimately. And I'm gonna have this written out here for you guys. I'm just typing it out. Ultimately 386.12. All right, so I am going to share this with you guys momentarily. Just give me a moment. Once again, so I'm going to share the bullish and the bearish scenario for today's SPY. Just make sure that you have your your stop losses in place. Make sure that you are playing off of the trend, off the support and resistance levels. I'll give you guys all the levels that I am looking at today. You know what? Am I in the wrong? Okay, so I know that there's some people in the wrong chat live stream, and I'm hoping that they make their way to the correct live stream today. Let me just go into the public chat. Here we go. And paste. All right. So in the public chat, I have Um, I was also recommend don't use the chat in the public live stream because I will not be able to consistently look at that. So if you have any questions or anything, please look at the public trading chat. And if you have any kind of moves or anything like that, will be published in there. Okay. So those are your key levels that I want you guys to look at for SPY. I'll also do a screenshot of what I am looking at. Let me just make that screenshot for you right now. And this is SPY, and today's date's 9:15. Okay. And here you guys go. There we go. All right, so you guys have all the information that you guys need today when it comes to SPY. It's like I said, it doesn't mean that I'm going to be playing SPY today. I'm going to be looking at our watch list, and I will be playing off of the watch list. All right. So, based off of what our watch list is, right? So, I'm going to go into our public watch list, and we're going to look at these watch lists and add that to our play today. All right, so shop is one of them. So I'm just going to pull up shop. All right, so shop, it says calls above 33.89, puts below 33.44, right? And so right now, during pre-market, it's at 33.10, right? So we've already dropped below our put area, but that does not mean that we cannot play because the next target is about 32.83. I kind of have 32.53 and 32.50 in my area, and 33.75 based off of old zones, right? So I'm just, like I said, like it's all narrative. I probably, like it says 33.89. I'll probably will be looking around that 33.75 break and base above it to get into some calls. So I'll try to go. I'm probably going to go a little bit early with that, and it's pretty much in the puts areas as of right now. So we'll kind of base that and see what happens. Okay. So shop is on my radar for that. Generally, I don't do I'm gonna actually, for you guys, I'm gonna actually go into our premium watch list, so you'll have a little showing in that. I'm gonna have Neo up simply because Neo has been a pretty decent movement lately, and so we're looking at 22.11 for entries for calls and 21.79 for entries for puts. So right now, once again, it is below our put entry. But just to kind of keep that in mind, 22.11. It's a nice little gap down, but we could always play based off of what the trend is giving us, right? So you don't have to call the top or the bottom towards there. We have Amazon, which is one of my favorites to play. I'm going to pull that up a little bit, and we have 128.85 for calls and 126.69 for puts. Okay. 126.90. Okay, so we have 126.90 for puts. Sorry, I am a little bit under the weather, but I am getting a little bit better. So 90. Okay, so we have 90. That's a little far down for me. That's more of the safer area for me personally. I'm gonna probably, like I said, I'm gonna look at the the after movements that we had, and just that base, and towards the top, right? So there is a open gap here. So I'm going to put a target around 127.75, which is basically currently where it's at right now, just right above it, right below it. So I'm going to look at that as a key area for me to get into puts or bounce off of it to get into calls, targeting that 128.55 to that 128.85 that one of our members has in, which is the top of the channel. So I'm just going to keep a couple of those items in there. If it breaks above 128.84, we can potentially see that 130 mark. Okay, 130.76 area. So a couple of the ones that I am looking at. So I'm just going to give you guys a heads up. That's more than likely the gameplay that I will be playing today. And I am also going to put one more up, which would probably be Exxon. I love Exxon. It's a nice little play. It has a nice movement, so we'll kind of gauge it out. So yesterday, the difference basically was that it actually it went up right away instead of so yesterday's in the pre-market, it was already kind of going up, and then we shot up, right? Which is, we're doing the opposite today, so it's kind of going down. So we'll kind of have to play it out and test it to see what's going on. I have the QQQs up here for now. I'm going to move this right now to snow because I am in a snow play. And I just kind of want to gauge to see where it's at. And obviously in the pre-market, it is dumping right now. Okay. So I just kind of want to check that out, but I'm going to probably move that over, obviously, to potentially SPY. I'm going to keep this right about here so that way I can do a few more things and keep an eye on SPY at the same time. All right, so I look at the flows, I look at the DEX, which is your deltas, and I'm going to keep one more chart up. I'm just going to open up another window. And I'm going to move this over here for SPY. All right, so I have SPY up on one of my screens, so that way I can kind of just gauge it out and see if we want to get into anything with SPY. Okay, so I have pretty much everything ready to go. Okay, we got about 30 seconds left before the market opens. Good luck today, traders. Make sure that you guys secure profits. Any kind of trades that I put out that might look into getting into, I will let you guys know. Make sure you secure your profits today. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to post on the public chat, and I'll do my best to respond accordingly. We might get into a play. We might not get into a play. It all depends on how I see the market movement. Got about 5 seconds left before the market opens. Good luck today, and let's have a great trading day. All right. So I personally typically like to wait for a few minutes for the market to kind of settle in the first 5 minutes before getting into a play. I'm just kind of keeping an eye on tests. Let's see, shop is interesting area with where it's at. It looks like it wants to dump, but at the same time, they're buying it up a little bit here. Keeping an eye on SPY's movement right now. Okay, for shop, I want to see how this 200 acts to be potentially getting into a put play or a call play. Right now, also the spreads is kind of out there, so it's going to make it a little difficult for me to figure out which one I want to do and what I want to do. So I'm getting like a vibe. So 3309 is trying to hold. All right, so I am going to go a little bit risky here. I am getting into a shop put. Let me see if I got it. So I'm in a shop put for $70. Okay, it's about $73 right now. Um, that's just me playing it. That doesn't mean that you guys have to play this position. But basically, I am just kind of going off of what it is doing. Basically, it's having a hard time, in that 33 area, staying above it. We have Doji to the bottom, Doji to the top. So it's just me being a little risky early in the morning. But if it fails 33, if it goes above 33.40, I'm going to see how 33.70 acts, and if it breaks through, I'll cut the puts and get into calls, right? Because the calls targeting is above 33.75. I'm in a little bit early. Like I said, like I'm just playing it off of what I'm seeing, and it looks a little strong right now. So I might take my first L for the day, which is fine. It's a minimal play. I have not put that on your public chat because that's just a play that I'm looking at. I'm going to probably hold it a bit longer. It's just having some weakness. You guys will probably be able to get in at a better entry than me. As of right now, I've only got into one contract, just to keep it very light for the day. Okay. Taking a look at Snow. Snow is trying to come back up, which is good for me. I have calls, but I also do have puts. Neo bounced off of 21.25, which is an important level that we were looking at. That's a nice little bounce. However, it still looks a little weak to me. But I might look. Like I said, I don't know yet. All right, I'm going to test a Neo call here. This is a risky play because it is in a downtrend from the 2160 area. It looks like it could reject and come back down. It rejected off of the EMA 200. So it's a very small risky play, which is like the $22 call is about $30. I'm willing to risk $30 on this play. So all right, well, I couldn't get hit. It kind of took off. So I missed the entry. Yeah, definitely missed that entry. If anybody was able to get in, like I was trying to get in at 30, it's at $36 right now. Let's see how the 200 acts. Jeez, that's at $37 if anybody got into those Neos. 39. Yeah, I completely missed that. I was a little late, just a tad bit late, because that's already up $10 from my entry that I wanted to get in, but rejected at 21.79. Let's see if I could get a pullback. Give me a nice little pullback. But I want to see where this pullback is at. Does it hold 2160 area? All right, that's a strong 5-minute pullback. Got rejected off of the EMA 200, and it's trying to get towards VWAP. I'm still going to take a position. So what do I want to do? Where can Neo go? Neo can go up to about 2230 area. So it got to make sense for me. I'm trying to see what I want to get into. All right, I am going to get into an Amazon call. I'm gonna do the 130 calls for 85 bucks. Risking that 127.75 area, that was our area for that puts area that I was talking about earlier. And if it can hold and base above it, which is kind of doing that right now, I have the 200 that's sitting right at the top of that channel, but it looks like tweezer tops once again. This could still come back down, but that's a 5-minute candle, was a bullish candle. And you got to see how this pretty much acts. I've already missed out on Neo, right? Neo was a great play to get into. That was a $10 scalp. Would have been a $10 scalp if my bid had hit. So sorry, for Amazon, I'm in at 85 bucks, and it's at 84.50. Well, sorry, 0.83, 84. Just kind of waiting. Slow movements. Everything is a slow movement right now. Ooh, what's going on here with the HPT? I'm gonna try $20 call here on CHPT. Wait for just a little bit of a pullback. I'm getting 2 couple contracts. I'm in at 30 bucks right now for CHPT for the $20 calls. Just a nice strong 5-minute candle. See how it goes. All right, I'm in a shop call, $34 call for about 70 bucks. Anybody in CHPT? We are up about 20%, 23% on CHPT. Come on, let's push. 25% up on CHPT. Amazon is up about 10% right now. 30% on CHPT. Let's go. Hey, let's see if we can hit that 20 mark. Might get a rejection around this area. So we're up about 30% on CHPT. Start scaling out of profits if you guys are in. It's a nice little profitable gain. Amazon, we're up almost 20%. Now we're up 20% on Amazon. Phenomenal. Shop Play, we're up 26%. Phenomenal. We had to cut those puts earlier. All right, so 26% on Shop, 30% on CHPT, 20% on Amazon. This is when you start scaling out a little bit. NEO just freaking took off. I wish I could have gotten onto NEO earlier. Man, did that take off. My shop plays up 25%. I have a Snow Play that's up 250%. Fantastic. 254% play so far on my Snow Play 260. I got to keep an eye on that also at the same time. I got those contracts for $55. It's at $202 right now, or about 200. So it's hard for me to figure out how I want to take the profits on Snow. But it's in an area where I might just take the profits if I can, just because I know where it's at and it could drop a little bit more. And the problem with Snow is that it's so hard to fill at times. But anyways, I got it filled for $200. Paid $55 for the play. Fantastic play. Shop is up 42%, peoples. 42% on Shop. We're up 40% on Amazon. Fantastic. With Amazon, I'm going to have a trailing stop because I just can't look at everything right now. So I'm going to have a trailing stop with Amazon. Like I said, Amazon is up over 36%. So I have a trailing stop on Amazon. Shop is up 40%. So I'm going to have a trailing stop on Shop. On Shop. Just because I can't watch everything at the same time. So, you take your profits and you do the best that you can. I hope people got out of those charge point. We were up 30%. I was already able to get out. I have my trailings set on everything. So yeah, I had a great morning so far. Crazy morning so far for me. Like I said, I had one bad play, which was the shot put, but I made up that money on the calls, up 41%. It's still going. Amazon, Amazon's at 125. I got already stopped out, unfortunately, with Amazon. So I made about 30%, a little bit over 30% on Amazon. I'm not sure if anybody else is on the play, but I just can't look at three things at one time, right? So for me, it's very important that I just take, do my trailing stops, so that way I could focus on, some of the other plays, right? And freaking Snow just kept going. Oh my goodness. Wow. I got out real little too early there on Snow, just a tad bit too early on Snow. It hit 200.57. I had the 205 calls, by the way, so I missed out on an additional probably like $40. Yeah, I missed out on an additional $40. So this spread was just too crazy for me. So once again, gave you guys fire plays. Look at Neo. Oh, I'm so mad. I'm so mad with Neo. So mad with Neo. That would have been a fantastic play. And it's just running. Like, it's running. Let's see, where is Neo at right now? So Neo right now is at $55, right? So I was trying to get in at $30. I couldn't get in at $30. It's at $55. A little upset with that. Anyways, I don't know what else to tell you guys. Like, I really don't. it's a good morning so far. Nice place. Um, yeah. Uh, I don't have any open positions now. We made 30% on ChargePoint, almost 30% on Amazon, 40%. I got stopped out at 40% on Shop. Um, yeah. Um, I hope you guys are doing well. Personally, I'm going to be looking for some snow puts just because of the area that it's at. I just don't know which ones I want to do and how far I want to go out. Um, I might look at a like next week's in the money puts, but I kind of want to see where it does right now. Like I don't want to fight the trend, but I know that it can make a nice little move back down. But that's a strong move to the top, and I don't want to fight the trend. So I kind of want to see how things work out. Anyways, were any of you guys able to get into any of the plays that I gave out? I know I didn't get to write it out, but like as killer plays, um, everything except for one was great. Over 30% on all plays today. And the difference is that you guys will hear the tings going off, right? And that's important because that tells you that okay, these plays are live and they are real. Um, yeah, I don't know what else that I can provide you at that moment. Um, mm, if we have anything else that I like. Oh, how's my what's Spy doing? Let's see. Spy's at 93.89. Oh man, having a hard time trying to get above 394, huh? Interesting. Well, everything else market is going up. Tesla's going up. Wow, Tesla's going up here. Ooh. Amazon's still going. Amazon's probably going to look to see if we could get that 130 mark. I might even get back in on Amazon, to be honest. I might wait for a pullback, a little bit more of a pullback, and probably try to even get back in. For me, for fun, because I'm playing off of profits, I'm going to look at a 215 snow call just for fun. And I'm just paying it's just off of profits. Actually, I don't want to do that one. I'm going to do a cheaper one. Let's see. Just for fun, just fun money. Fun money would be, let's see, 220s. I'm gonna get a 220 call. It's not gonna, nothing's gonna happen with it, but it's just fun money basically. When you make about over $200 on the play, you can afford to take that play. Amazon's still running. Still running. Let's see what I want to do. Still not seeing anything that I kind of like. Um, man. Um, all right. So, do you guys have anything that you guys want me to look at, or a play that you guys are interested in? Um, I'm getting very silent treatments in here on the chat. So, if you guys have anything that you want to look at, please post in the in the public chat, so that way I can see. If not, then you know, I'll be done over here, and I'm gonna move over to my premium side. I've given you guys pretty much good plays. Exxon call. Let's take a look at Exxon. Ooh. um, let's see with Exxon. Oh, this is on a 15-minute time frame. Let me look at the 5. Whoa, I did my I did my charge point on a 15-minute time frame instead of looking, trying to get it on a 5-minute time frame, which is funny. Uh, okay, so we have a value gap sitting here with the prime here. I would potentially take a risk on it. Yeah, you know what? Like it is hugging the 95.64 area. Why not? Let's take a little risk on this Exxon. So let's see. I will probably look. I don't want to go too crazy, so I'll probably look like at a 90. Let me see. I'll go probably a week out, even if I have to. Um, I'm gonna go with $100 call for next week. Just to kind of give myself that little breathing room. I spent too much money on it, about $60. Yeah, so I'm in on an Exxon $100 call for next week. It's like I said, like I probably would kind of just hold it through. It could still come back down, and it's in a difficult area, right? So right now, what it can do, it can come back here. I can see it kind of reject. Uh, it could probably reject the 95.88 area and then make way back down. Or if it wants to be bullish, it has to first break through 96.25, and if it can break through 96.25, it'll start running up a little bit, right? But right now, like you're playing off of if I'm in this position, and for me, for my exit would have to be probably if I'm looking at this value gap that I'm seeing right now, about 95.34 area or 95.33 area would be my stop loss. So about a 40 cent of a drop, right? From the 95.61 area. So if it fails that, then I would exit the position with the L. Right now, it's like flat, but I'll probably look to see that. Neo puts. Um, I mean, okay, so here's the thing, right? So you're gonna fight the trend. I mean, right now, I wouldn't. I mean, unless you're scalping for the put, it's not a bad idea, but at the same time, like, why would I be fighting the trend, right? Like, instead of looking to get into a put, I would look to get into a call on a pullback, as long as as long as it persists to the top. Yes, that 22.75 area, 27 area is acting as a resistance right now, but if it breaks through that, it can potentially run. So yes, you can try getting into a put right here on the Neo play, but your stop loss has to be above 22.27, right? So it's a riskier play, but because of the area that it's at, it's not a bad play, right? It's not a bad play. But this is where your stop loss has to be at, is above 22.27. So if you do want to get into a put, that's basically, like I said, where I would personally be looking for a put position. So I am gonna actually try a neo put here, and I'm gonna, if I'm gonna preach something, I'm gonna show how it's done, right? So if I'm going to get into a put play, it would be the $22 put, or about $40, $41. Okay, I'm in this play. So now my exit strategy as a stop loss would be above 22.27, right? So if this breaks above 22.27, I will take the L on it and be on, and move on with it, right? Or I would give myself just a little extra time and give it around 22.44. And if that fails, then come back down. But you never want to see if this is like, this is because it's in a resistance area, it's not a bad play. However, we are in a bullish sentiment, right? And so you can play off of, that resistance level to see if it makes a pull back down towards the 21.92 and even potentially the 21.87, right? So I'm gonna try it out. I'm in the put. It's a $22 put. It's a $22 put for tomorrow. So I didn't really do like the in the money. In the money, this is kind of like at the money. It's down about $3, 350. And watch, like if this comes up and and it breaks through, I gotta cut that loss, right? But that's like I said, like I'm just showing you, why I don't like to get into certain puts at when there's a bullish sentiment, right? So if I take I might end up taking like a $5 to $10 loss, which I'm fine with because I'm still playing with profits, right? So um, I'm not going too crazy on it, right? Like I'm just playing basically straight off of profits right now, and it's fine, whatever it wants to do. But personally, like I said, like I like to see more of a. I never like to call it top. I like to play off of a trend, right? And and if I see that the trend is strong on the downside, I'll get into puts. I don't need to be calling the top all the time, right? I want to play off of the trend. It's just kind of like what I do with Snow. I mean, with Shop, right? I waited until we broke through 33.75, and I got in exactly right around 33.89 for those calls, and I was still able to make 40%, right? Whereas the opposite side, people could have made, people would probably would have tried to call the bottom and be like, okay, well, what's it going to do, right? But like I said, like I like to play off of a trend. I don't need to call the bottom to make profits, right? I made 40% profits off of this play, whereas then some people would have not been able to get in. Anyways, like I said, with Neo, you see why I said like puts is not the area right now to get into because it is in an uptrend, right? And I'm gonna have to take the L on this one. Like I might have to take the L. Like I'm still holding it, just because it's down about 11%, which is only like $5. So I'm gonna have a stop loss for about 20. Let's see, max I'm willing to lose on the play. So I'll put $25 as a stop loss. For it. So, which would be right at that 22.44 area, right? So, I have my stop loss at that 22.44 area, and if it hits my stop loss, it hits my stop loss. But I wanted the calls, right? The calls was the play to get into. I just missed that entry for the calls, right? As soon as like I said, as soon as I went in, it just, yeah. Um, so that's basically what I'm seeing right now. I'm still in the neo puts, but I just don't like it. Being where it's at. It should have a pullback, right? We should get a pullback. It is in an area where there is weakness. I think what was my team's watch list real quick was above 2211, right? So it's right hugging at the 2211 for the calls, and I'm getting into puts instead, right? And then the puts is supposed to be below 2179, right? So that's just basically based off of the watch list. Now, obviously, it's not going to be 100% accurate at all times, but that's the beauty of this, right? So yes, I am in the put, but my exit for my puts is at 2244. Mind you, I missed my entry for my calls, right? Mhm. All right, let's see, Um, Amazon hit that 130 area as predicted. Should even test that 130.76. If it breaks through 130.76, 135 is on the table. I'm not saying for today, probably, it could try a push towards it next week. Um, Second. Sorry, I'm just doing something real quick. All right. What's Neo doing? Neo's just hugging that 2218 area, that wall. Tesla's making a spike up here. Let's see if Tesla can try to hit 310 today. Let's see. What is Tesla's 310 calls looking like? Uh, 310 is about 250 right now. Hmm. 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 Where did they getting rejected at 306? Look at yesterday's. So I already went through yesterday's high. For yesterday's high, it's in my call vicinity. This can make a push towards 315. I just don't know if I want to spend that kind of money on it right now. So I will do a 320 call. I'm gonna do a Lotto 320 call on Tesla. um all right, so if there's no any other questions, I'm gonna call it a day. Like I said, I don't like to fight the trend on Neo, but it's just kind of hugging onto where my call entry is supposed to be at, but it's having a hard time here. Um, we'll see. You know, I kind of will hold it out. I already have a stop loss in place at 22.44. If it triggers, it triggers. If not, probably make some percentages off of it. But this is just showing you that okay, you know what? Like I'll get into it, and just to kind of show you that it's okay to take an L, but understanding where to take the loss at, right? Um, Personally, like I said, I wouldn't have gotten into those puts, but this is just kind of showing you why, it's a risky move, um, even though, it's at a pivotal point where, um, it can still break and base above, right? It can still go higher. Um, you're fighting against a trend there, right? Like you're in a uptrend. There's no reason for you to fight that trend. You play along with the trend, you wait for that pullback, and then you try to get into a cause again, risking previous candles, right? So for example, if I was in a call instead, my risk level would probably be about 2206, or even 2195. And I say, okay, if it breaks through 2195, which is where VWAP is sitting at, I'll get out of the calls, or I would wait for a 2179. So I give myself a little bit more time on the calls than I would with the puts, right? So just understanding why I don't get into puts at the top, right? I want to see a trend base instead of trying to call at the top. But that's just me. That's the way I play. And I have more of a safety play than anything else. But I gave you guys some solid plays. I hope you guys took your profits on certain plays. If you guys are still in place, just make sure you don't let any of your trades go red. I'm going to hold on to these Exxons because it's not really doing anything. But we'll see how that kind of goes. And if it wants to make a push, great. If not, and there's that Neo push, right? And I said, like this is why personally I don't like to get into puts. Um, on a trend that it's going up, right? I said I'd rather get into calls than puts. So I'll have a stop loss. I'll be stopped out pretty soon. If not, we'll see how it goes. If I don't get stopped out, I'm not gonna sell it, unless it goes green and it gives me some good profits. I'll probably hold overnight. If not, I'll get stopped out and I'm done with Neo, right? But that's not the play that I wanted to get into. This is just showing you that why you don't want to get into the puts, right? So I'm taking that gamble that you want to call it off of profits, right? So I'm not losing any money because I'm just basically playing it off of profits, and I'm going to be stopped out, and I'm okay with it, you know. But this is why I said I don't want to get into neo puts. Look at the movement that it just made, right? That's a strong movement, and somehow I still haven't got stopped out. But I've said, like I said, I'd rather have been in calls, right? My original calls entry was right here for $30, just never got triggered. Those calls, let me just see, had it gone through like I wanted it to, but it didn't. Um, it is at, so those $30 calls I wanted to get into is at $76 right now, over 100% play. Anyways, that's it for me. Hope you guys have a great rest of your trading day. If you guys are not members, please try the Discord premiums out because we have a lot more information in there. Have a great trading day, everybody. Bye bye.